Oh, Henry.
Oh, hungry.
Oh, Henry.
Oh, hungry.
Oh, Henry.
Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for The Last of Us. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode. This one is for the 5th episode, titled Endure and Survive. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today, this one's going to be doing a review for The Last of Us, this one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode. This is for Season 1, Episode 5, titled Endure and Survive. So, early review, early episode for this week for The Last of Us. We were supposed to get this episode on Sunday, but because of the Super Bowl obviously airing this Sunday, they decided to give us this episode 2 days early, and you know, I'm really happy about that. I'm very happy that they gave us the episode early, and in particular this friggin' episode, because this, in my opinion, is bar none the best episode they've done for The Last of Us. This was a extraordinary episode. This was a fantastic episode. I really cannot wait to get into this. So, without further ado, of course, let's get into this review. Of course, spoiler warning if you haven't seen the episode yet. But anyway, this episode takes place right after episode 4. And the first, I would say, about 10-15 minutes of this episode is on Henry and Sam and kind of introducing these characters. And we get to see a few days before the events of episode 4, where you had, Kathleen's group that was taking the city over, basically. They were taking everything over. They were, killing people. They were murdering people. It was a pretty friggin' intense start to the episode. And Henry and Sam, of course, escaped, but they're trying to kind of find them, right? They're trying to find Henry and Sam. That's kind of the idea of the flashbacks, and I thought they were well handled. And we get to see in this one that Henry and Sam are, struggling to kind of get through. We kind of line things up with episode 4 as we kind of continue. We see like Joel crash the truck, but now this time Henry and Sam witness it, and then you kind of get it from their perspective, which I thought was really cool. And we get to see kind of throughout it, Henry and Sam end up kind of joining with, Joel and Ellie, obviously, and we kind of go back to the ending of episode 4, where they're pointing guns towards Ellie and Joel. And, I like how Ellie even says, she's just like, yeah, his voice, he always sounds pissed off. He always sounds like that, So they, lower their guns, they get to know each other, of course, and they help each other out, which is really cool. And they made a few changes in the show that I thought was pretty interesting. One of the first ones is that the actor and the character for Sam in the TV show is actually deaf. He is deaf in real life and in the show. So that's pretty interesting. I thought that was kind of an interesting spin to it, And yeah, it was cool. You see the 4 of them. They're trying to get through the city, but of course they're also trying to avoid Kathleen's group. So they decide to go kind of like underground and through like the sewers, right? And they kind of make a plan. We also found out that Kathleen and the group, when they moved into the city, they actually decided to like just take all of the dead and put them in, like these like underground locations. So it's a very risky move, and they're kind of talking about how risky this is. And basically, they decide, well, you know what? At the most, we'll have to fight like 1 or 2 of them. But Joel, you've done this before. Ellie, you look like you can handle yourself, so let's just do it. That's basically what Henry's saying. And I thought that was really interesting. So they, kind of go through. We see a lot of really awesome scenes as they're kind of walking through and trying to kind of get out of here. I really enjoy some of the little scenes between Ellie and like Sam too, like some of their small interactions. I thought that was pretty cool. And the actors for both Henry and Sam did a fantastic job. I mean, they really brought those characters to life. In particular, Henry, I thought in this episode, the actor did a really phenomenal job. And, well, let's talk about the big moments. So, we do get to see them, of course, get caught, a good way through the episode. And Kathleen's group does end up catching up to Joel and the others. And Joel, of course, takes out the one sniper that's there, the one older guy, takes the sniper rifle from him, of course, points down. And, well, this is, in my opinion, the best scene of the episode, right? We get to see the confrontation between Kathleen's group and, of course, the rest of her people, and Joel, Ellie, Henry, and Sam, right? And it's pretty interesting because she's still going off about how, oh yeah, kids die all the time. Like, that's just how it is. And I'm like, what? Like, it's so frigged up. And, well, let's just kind of get this out of the way. The bloaters and, of course, the bloater and, of course, the rest of our, infected do actually end up appearing in this episode. It's been a few episodes since we've seen Infected, and I just gotta say, this is one of the best action sequences I've ever seen with, like, zombified, like, anything. Like, this is a phenomenal sequence. You've got the fires in the background, you've got the zombies, and, of course, the clickers that all, come out of the ground, and they all just start attacking Kathleen's people and start attacking everybody. It's like this huge, like, firefight that's going on, and you've got the one bloater that comes out and starts raising hell, and he even, like, takes off the guy's head. I forget the guy's name, but the guy that was working with Kathleen, he ends up just, like, ripping his head off, and of course that was a savage kill. But the bloater in the show looked absolutely phenomenal. It's something from the game that I was so excited for them to do, and I thought that they adapted it so well. I mean, they did such a good job. He visually looked insane. Like, he really did. He visually looked really, really good, and I don't know. I think they did a fantastic job with the bloater. It was really cool to see. I still can't get over the fact that they all just kind of, like, ran out of there like that. And the moment I saw the truck, like, fall, I knew this crap was going to start going down. And you've got Joel, of course, who's firing with the sniper from the top, right? And you've got Ellie, of course, that's, like, having to fight off a couple clickers as well, too. And it's really, really exciting. It's really good. But one of my favorite parts of it is when Kathleen, of course, the one guy sacrifices himself so she can get away. She runs off, and then the freaking kid, like a kid version of, like, a infected, ends up taking her down, which I thought was so friggin' awesome. I mean, that is karma right there. She, like, the thing just friggin' jumped on Kathleen, and she was dead. So, Kathleen is a character, as I've said before, I don't really care for her much. I don't think she was the greatest character in the world. I just don't really think that they 100% landed with the casting on her. I'm going to be honest about that. But again, I really enjoyed the death, and I thought the death was absolutely phenomenal. So all of that was amazing. That whole sequence with the infected was, like, easily the best scene of the show, if you ask me. Like, I don't think I've seen a moment in Last of Us so far where I was, like, screaming off the rooftops. Like, I was losing it when I was watching that. It was so well done. It was so intense. And to help matters even more, again, the actual bloater, now actually seeing him on screen, I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. And the effects were incredible as well. So, of course, after that, we get kind of like the aftermath. Kathleen's dead. Her crew's done. And everything is kind of over. But we end up finding out, and this is, of course, in the game as well, too. Sam is bit. Unfortunately, Sam is, a goner, and Ellie thinks that maybe because, she's, like, immune to it, right, or, like, she doesn't, turn, that maybe if she, like, gave some of her blood to him, maybe that'll kind of work, and maybe that'll kind of save him, and, well, unfortunately, we get the answer that no, that's not what happens. Sam is done, Sam is dead, and as soon as, Henry finds out, just like the game, he ends up capping himself in the head, and both Henry and Sam are dead. So, very sad. I liked what they had in the show. I really did. I thought the actors really brought it to life. I actually thought it added a lot to the immersion and kind of like the innocence of the character in a way. To have Sam deaf, I thought that was really interesting, and I thought that was actually a nice touch. But yeah, that was amazing. I loved everything they did with them. They were nice, kind of one-episode characters, unless you count the ending of episode 4. But I thought they adapted those characters very well as well too, right? And, well, that's kind of where it ends. Joel, of course, buries them, and now he and Ellie are off. And, of course, if you see the promo for episode 6, you'll know that they run into Tommy next episode. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, episode 5... what can I say about this episode? It's the best one. It's without a doubt the best one. I mean, the action sequences were incredible. The dialogue was amazing. The visual aspect of it was incredible. The bloater looked amazing. And I don't know, this to me was easily their best work. This was easily their best episode of The Last of Us show so far. And I'm very excited to see where it goes, because now we're in the winter arc, which obviously I'm not going to go into anything about the game or what it's about, because that's not what we do in these reviews. I like to keep it spoiler free for the people that haven't played the games and maybe are interested in playing the games. You can still go ahead and do that. But, I don't know. This was a very spectacular episode, and this was another one that really solidifies why this show is so good. So I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I love the episode. I thought it was absolutely outstanding, and I cannot wait to see where it goes from here. I cannot wait to see where episode 6 takes us. So anyway, If you're new to the channel and you enjoy this video, make sure to click the subscribe button to not miss any other videos of The Last of Us. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for The Last of Us. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.